Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. The EXO Fuel Acquisition, Renewal, and Maintenance, or FARM, limited time event kicked off recently. So let's take a look at how to complete this event, along with the rewards you will receive. Kick things off by initiating the event via your EXO Request Platform, and don't forget to claim 500 bytes for the LTE mission on the mission log. Then, head out to Silva, Cauldrangea, and Aatrox to locate both Studysquash and Cauldrangea plants. Collect a bunch of Studysquash seeds and at least one Cauldrangea to get things up and running. Replant your Studysquash and wait for them to grow into a mature plant, then interact with them to harvest them. This will yield an additional Studysquash seed plus Studysquash samples. Those Studysquash seeds can be used in the Cauldrangea to create squasholine, a unique biofuel used exclusively in limited time events. Sounds simple, right? Well, that's because it is. But you can breeze right through the event by creating different biofuels. Plus, not all Cauldrangea are created equally. Let's start there. On Silva, you will encounter the leisurely Cauldrangea. Cauldrangea features the brisk Cauldrangea, and Aatrox is home to the swift Cauldrangea. So, what's the difference? Well, the answer lies within their respective names. The leisurely Cauldrangea will produce biofuels the slowest, while the swift will do so the quickest. That makes the swift Cauldrangea the one to go for. But use caution. All Cauldrangea are well protected by a ring of familiar hazardous plants, along with the lash vine, which is a species of hazardous plant that seems to be a cross between the lash leaf and thistlewhip. And the lash vine packs a pretty mean punch. The other hazardous plants will scale up in difficulty along with the speed of the Cauldrangea they are protecting, so be prepared. Whichever Cauldrangea you choose, you can easily locate them with your compass, keeping an eye out for the unique orange nav points. Once you've found one, you can package it up to make transporting back to your base a bit easier. While you do not necessarily need the Cauldrangea roots, they look really cool, but the Cauldrangea can be attached to any platform. Or, since they don't require power for operation, you can just plonk them down on the ground and they will work just fine. You will find the Studysquash in the mountains and plains of Silva, the mountains and dunes of Cauldrangea, and the canyons of Aatrox. To collect their seeds, simply interact with them to harvest them. But you might want to also seek out some elegant spewflower seeds while on Aatrox, or spiny attactus seeds while on Cauldrangea. Why do you want those other seeds? Well, you can produce 3 different biofuels, and each one rewards you with a different number of event points. 2 Studysquash samples combined into squasholine will reward you with 15 points. But if you combine a Studysquash sample with a mutant spiny attactus seed, you create attapetrol, which will reward you with 35 points. And if you use a Studysquash sample with a mutant elegant spewflower seed, you will create noxothane, which rewards you with 50 event points. As with most limited time events, you can easily automate the farm LTE to speed things up. I used a fairly small automation setup and still unlocked rewards. If you spend a bit more time in setup and scale things up, you can complete it even quicker than I did. To maximize each launch of the EXO Request Platform, be sure to create a medium gas canister. If you don't have the resources to do so, don't worry. You will probably receive 2 medium gas canners as an incremental reward while completing the event. But you can cram a lot more of each biofuel onto that rocket using that medium gas canister instead of sending individual small canisters. So, what do you get for your points? Well, 800 points rewards you with the Biofuel Throwback Bundle, which contains the Leaf Leap emote, the Pollen Count Visor, the Galastro Cap Hat, and unlocks the research schematic for the Pumpkin Shelter. At 2,400 points, you will unlock the First Impact Hat. And at 8,000 points, you will unlock the Hard Suit. Incremental rewards indicated on the EXO Request Platform control panel can contain QT-RTGs, portable smelters, EXO Chips, and more. And that's really all there is to it. If you have completed previous biofuel events, the only truly new item you can get this year is the First Impact Hat. So unless you just really want a shot at getting some free QT-RTGs and portable smelters, you can stop at 2,400 bytes. Personally, that's what I did. My thoughts on the limited time events feeling like grindy, boring, twice reheated leftovers has been mentioned in several of my videos. Since I don't enjoy the events, I'm gonna do as little as possible to get the new stuff and then move on. I keep hoping Systemair will do a huge overhaul of the limited time events. I mean, I know that they have the skill and the talent to do so, but I'm not so sure that they have the desire. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please hit the like button and leave a comment down below letting me know how many event points you racked up. And while you're down there, be sure to get subscribed so you don't miss any of my Astroneer content, including the weekly Astroneer Academy series. Astroneer Academy is a community-created project that covers every aspect of Astroneer, from the moment you make planetfall to stepping beyond the rift and more. Even seasoned Astroneers have picked up new, useful tips from this series, so be sure to check it out. This week, we kick off a great discussion on research. Until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.